I keep pushing this video over and over again, and I don't know how many times I've filmed so far. But the thing is, in my mind, I can already picture all of the comments saying things like, "You're such a cloud chaser," or "Can you just leave her alone?" or "Oh my god, you're so jealous," or stuff like that. And I've also tried to not film anything and let it go, but I can't. Could be because I'm a Scorpio, could be because it's really affecting me more than I really want to admit to myself. And I've tried to film this thing so many times, but every time it was all over the place, and more often than not, I was really emotional, which is something that I absolutely don't like showing. And another thing is that I was afraid of not being fair. So I decided to script this thing, which is one of the reasons why you might be see me glancing to the side, and this might not sound as genuine as it could be, but I think it's for the best, guys. just trust me, I think it's for the best. I think we need to talk about April Lauren, or at least I need to talk about it. You are free to just, not talk about it. Comment down below and tell me that I'm a damn head because I just shouldn't talk about other people. That's your right. Just don't be an ass doing it, okay? Because I'm trying my best not to be an ass exposing this thing that I think it's affecting me. April Lauren, she's a young woman here on YouTube showcasing like her weight loss journey, as we love to call them nowadays, and she's done like everything in the book, like weight loss challenges, meal plans, weigh-in Wednesdays, like all the things you can think of for a weight loss channel. She did them, and she was quite successful at it. I wouldn't have a single problem with her, aside from maybe her over the top joie de vivre, which is like so opposite of me, like doesn't resonate good with me at all. If not for one single little problem, I think she's actually hurting people by being dishonest and lying. Now, in order to make my point completely clear, and since I'm talking from my experience, I have to contextualize some things and like give you an unwanted info dump about myself. I've been on both extremes of the unhealthy weight, and I think I have a pretty clear view of both sides, having been like, anorexic and ending up obese. And I have PCOS, so I automatically won't listen to anybody saying in the comments, "But she has PCOS," because so do I. And I've actually started properly taking care of my health again and going on a weight loss journey a couple months before finding out about April, I think. So I consumed every palatable weight loss content. I followed lots of influencers, and because I kind of needed to have friends in the field, if you want, like have people experiencing the same things as me, and it kind of soothed my anxiety somehow. Like you feel like you're part of something even if you don't comment on anything. But all of the other influencers, they were basically success stories, or they were almost there when I found them. So they weren't walking with me, they were ahead of me, which could have been of help somehow. And I think this is one of the reasons why I first started to sympathize with April, was because, in her words, she was just starting out and she had tons of weight to lose. So I could relate, We were doing this thing together. Like, she had a lot of weight to lose, but she was really positive about it. She was really encouraging about it. She knew she could do it. And it was nice to hear. Another reason why I kept watching her at first, like almost religiously, was because I have a relative of mine which is morbidly obese, and she's actually, I think, bigger than April at her heaviest. So I was like projecting onto her my hopes that this relative of mine could actually do it. So I was following April, and I wanted to see how it went. And then at the end of, if not at the end of the journey, but when she was, doing something great, I would just go to my relative and see and show her, and like have her have the support as well. This is so bad. I I'm still getting emotional even though I'm mostly reading. So this is kind of pathetic, and I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm so glad I've never showed this person April's videos, because despite all the talk and the I've been good, she basically stopped progressing very quickly, and despite that, she was still being proud of minimum to non-existent weight loss. And I honestly think she really tried in the beginning, but then she got like complacent and somehow slipped up. And it was like more convenient to hide behind lies. Now, don't get me wrong, I totally understand what she means when she says that like she wants to make slow progresses in order to not mess everything up. Because when I started gaining weight back then, whenever I was losing weight quite quickly, I started panicking because I was associating with bad habits, and I had intrusive thoughts, and I didn't want to go back to being underweight. So, as a compensation, I overate, and I basically ended up gaining more weight than before I started losing weight, and it was a never ending cycle. I understand not wanting to panic, not wanting to slip back into bad habits, but there's a difference between moving slowly and not moving at all. And she keeps painting this image of the perfect health influencer here on YouTube. Like, I'll be honest, if I found April before starting my weight loss journey, I wouldn't have started at all. At all! Because she keeps saying that she uh, tracks everything. She eats X amount of calories a day. She's in X deficit. She works twice a day. She walks. She's not a snacker. She doesn't eat anything unhealthy. She meal preps. She does the 75 hard and doesn't cheat. And she's allowed to going out to eat whenever she wants because that's not prohibited. And still, she loses virtually nothing despite being close to 300 pounds. Like, obese me would say, nope, not worth it. Not at all. Not me. I'm out. It's a long process. I personally, maybe I'm built wrong, but I can't do things if I can't see results. Like, I'm a millennial, I need gratification. And I know you can't lose weight relatively quickly if you're big, because I did. I watched my diet and literally didn't move for months. I just existed for the majority of my weight loss. I'm not kidding. And the first month, before even finding out about April, and one of the reasons why I wasn't discouraged is because the first months the weight melted off of me. Okay, and wasn't doing anything. I just watched what I was eating, and I wasn't eating cleanest. Um, I was still in a caloric deficit, but I was still allowing myself to have like sweets or chips or stuff like that if I really craved them. And I wasn't working out, I wasn't even meeting minimum amount of steps per day. Nothing, nada, zero, niente. So, as I said, since I already started out, since I already saw results, I wasn't really that affected with, you know, her lack of progresses. And as I said before, again, at first it wasn't that noticeable because I think she tried at first, you know. She had results. She made so many videos. She seemed really invested. She seemed to really care. So I wasn't paying that much attention to the fact that as the time progressed, she kept losing less and less, to the point where she's been stagnant or even gaining weight. And again, you might think, but Connie, what do you care if she's not losing weight? But that's where I'm headed, so stay with me. So I had a past of ED, and sadly it didn't go away. I don't think even if someone is fully restored that this thing just disappears. I think it just stays latent. It's like herpes for me, okay? It stays there, and hopefully it doesn't wake anymore. But it's something that you have inside of you. I think it just morphed into something else, and I keep having intrusive thoughts, and willing or not, my kind of ED is pretty competitive. It's actually stupidly competitive. Not in the sense that I must feel better than somebody else, but I keep comparing myself to somebody else to see if I'm at least at their level, because I don't want to be less than them. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Like, if, for instance, you claim to be eating 1200 calories a day, you work out twice a day, you hit your steps/miles per day, you're active, you never cheat, you never snack, and you still don't lose weight, what am I supposed to think? Because I've been eating a ridiculous amount of calories to begin with. Like, I started really low because I was sedentary. I'm an artist, okay? I didn't need that many calories to begin with. So I kept going at it for a year or so, and then I just hit a plateau. But seeing April made me realize that maybe I was eating too much. I was snacking way too much. I wasn't exercising enough. And most of all, I was allowing myself bad food. Because she's like, what, 5'2" and almost 300 pounds? Not shaming, just, stay with me. But she did all of that, and she was not losing weight. If she's not losing weight at that height and weight, I definitely need to cook more. I need to cook more calories. I need to work out more, because you guys, I'm a tall queen, okay? I'm like 5'9" or something like that. And when I hit my plateau, I think I was 167, 165 pounds. So, of course, the sick part of me needed more validation, needed just a reason to cut more, like to exercise more. So I added in steps. As I said, I cut calories, I added in steps, and I tried to work out as much as possible. My head only wanted to justify being unhealthy because I could label her lack of weight loss as bullshit because I was going through the same thing. So I basically ate a maximum of 900 calories a day. And most days I was like between 700 to 800. Plus, I had to meet my steps, which were like 20k per day. If I was like 15k, I was feeling a failure. Plus, I was working out whenever I could, like, cycling indoors, this static bike, how do you call it? And yet, my results were minimal. I kept thinking about being stuck. I kept comparing myself and what I did to what she did because in my mind, um, what she was doing was the right thing, but it wasn't enough for her, so of course it couldn't be enough for me. Then it turns out that she tracks, but not really. Then she tracks 80% of the time. Then she tracks, but she never weighs her food. Then she shows what she's eating, and it's either too. It's like too little or way too much. And either way, she's like lying. Like, shit just doesn't add up. And then she goes out to eat like a billion times a month. But of course, that's not cheating. Like, if you listen to her, she's never off track. She never cheats. She never snacks. Everything, even remotely unhealthy sounding, it's for the abs. It's not for her. Of course it's not. She's perfect. She's so motivated, so dedicated. She never slip ups. Never. She meal preps for the whole week and then she shows eating outside for half of the week and eating three completely different things. And still basically not weight loss. And she managed to gain like 6 pounds in like what 1 week because she had to enjoy life. Girl, I stopped tracking my food for the whole month of December. And I live in Italy, in the south of Italy, and my mom cooks like bomb. And also we have tons of food that are like seasonal and my FOMO ass had to have them because you can only basically buy them during the Christmas period or the Easter period, and I think they are really special treats. Plus we had guests. We ate out like at least 15 times and say that I only gained 3 pounds that I lost the first weeks of January. I'm not a superhero. I didn't deprive myself of anything. I ate everything I wanted. I ate out. And I can't pinpoint what was actually extra, like the things that actually made me gain weight. I think I can track back to what it was because I was actually so full, and what I was eating, I was like, oh, this is too much. But despite knowing that I was full, or that the thing that I was allowing myself to eat was just extra, I ate it again because, like you, I wanted to enjoy life. But my maintenance calories are way less than yours. And I know I overate to gain 3 pounds. I know I did. How come you didn't? You don't just gain 6 pounds in a week eating normally. You just don't. Or just enjoying the moment. Like, of course, you're free to do whatever you want, but gee, please keep in mind that what you do somehow affects people. Everyone wants to be an influencer so bad, but she seemed to ignore the fact that the meaning of influencer is in the word itself. You are influencing people. I think, and this is my personal opinion, that people who follow diet slash weight loss channels are people like me or others who are somehow struggling and need comfort or support. Maybe it's people who look up to you. You shouldn't sell them a lie just to have this perfect image of the weight loss guru on YouTube. Because what counts at the end of the day, it's the results. It's becoming clear day after day that everything she's putting out on her channel is performative. And again, I want to stress this thing. I'm not trying to body shame anybody, but you can't be morbidly obese, claiming to eat what you eat, work out as much as you do, and not lose weight. It's not adding up, sis. You are lying to keep a facade that's honestly getting ridiculous. Like, she loses point something of a pound, and everybody cheers because slow and steady wins the race. At this point, the only way you can win the race is if everybody else died of old age. Going back to the point something of a pound, if Amberlane Reed loses point something of a pound, she's being ridiculed, you know? People laugh their ass off just because that's not a loss, that's pee. That's not real weight loss. But if April does it, it counts, it's valid, it's weight loss. She's the queen, and she's being so brave. I also remember April pulling an Amberlane again, doing saying something among the lines of, "This is not a weight loss channel. It's my life. It's like my life channel, my journey channel. Weight loss is something that I share, but it's not the main topic," or something like that, you know? And does it sound familiar? Because to me, that's very reminiscent of Amber. This is not a weight loss channel, but she creates other channels for other aspects of her life, like house decor, fun stuff, and keeps uploading weight loss content on her main channel, which is not a weight loss channel. You can still be a family vlogger, April. I think people would relate to you a lot more if you were a pinch more honest with them. At this point, it's being as clear as day that you're just milking the subject because you feel confident, you feel good in your skin as it is. I'm glad you're satisfied with how you look and feel, but just stop with the lies. I already stopped watching her content, so if you're asking why don't you just stop doing it, I did. I tend not to watch her videos. I sometimes catch up with some of Chikara's videos about her, but it just, if there's nothing else to watch, because I keep watching weight loss videos as I work out, like if I'm doing in my steps, and Chikara's are great motivation for me, so I keep watching her stuff, and sometimes I just saw everything and there's April, or I get in my own page I get some videos about her or her videos, and sometimes I cave in and I watch, and it's not good for me. And honestly, I enjoy Chikara's content, so, but since I haven't watched her content in a long time, I don't know if anything changed, if she's more serious about her weight loss, if she's actually losing more than 1 pound a week at her size. I have no idea. What I recently kind of saw that really upset me was, and I hope I just got this thing wrong, because I tried to not watch anything related to her. From my understanding, Greg Doucette did a video about April and kind of didn't call her out because he wanted the money from her fan base, and I think it's disgusting. And if that's true, Greg, I hope you fail. What I know is that I stopped again. I stopped watching her and the content related to her, but um, up until I did it, she influenced my mental health little by little, and I want to make clear that if I did something stupid, it's entirely my fault. Nobody forced me. Like, I'm an adult and I make my own choices. But I somehow got influenced. And also on YouTube, there are so many people following you, and some of them might not be adults, but still get influenced and ending the same way as me. So, again, please, April, stop. Either be serious and deliver results, or just turn your channel into a vlog channel, into a family channel, a house decor. Turn your channel into whatever you want, but just don't lie. Another thing that kind of messed me up is that she keeps justifying her lack of effort, her lack of results, and kind of, I know it's my problem, but again, I can't be alone in that. Like, it pushes me to the opposite side. Like, I don't want to end up not losing any weight and be content of not losing any weight. So if I don't lose weight, I maybe normally I would just think, okay, it's just water weight, okay, it's just this or that, or oh well, I just allowed myself a treat more than I could have. Because she's doing it so much, I feel like I shouldn't do it at all. Otherwise, I would end up like her and not seeing results for months and months on end, and I don't want that. I don't want that. So I end up being way too harsh on myself. It's something I should maybe learn from her, like be positive, learn to love yourself. But what if I love myself so much that I end up being 300 pounds and not caring about losing weight because I'm satisfied with everything? And you might call me fatphobic, but and maybe I am, I don't know, but I know the difference between living in a healthy body and in a heavy body, and I know I don't want to go back to unhealthy habits. So I just revert, to being strict. And the other part of my ED keeps screaming and punching and kicking and saying, you are not allowed to that. You must feel uncomfortable. You are not allowed to the street. You are not allowed to do that because otherwise you'll feel too complacent with yourself and you're not making any progress, and it's not working for her. Thank you, and sorry for the never-ending rant. Peace out. Ciao.